Sexpot Comedy, collaborative, community-driven comedy from Denver, Colorado. Now and then, here and there, and always at sexpotcomedy.com.
Now, Dr. Kev, how did you get started into this beautiful depression that is comedy?
Well, I started writing for other people. I started writing first. My roommate in college, his father was a joke broker for Johnny Carson, and so they did in 1968 when I was in college. Mm-hmm. You know, there were no email and fax machines, and so we would call his dad every morning because Carson had 8 writers, and I'm sorry, he had 4 writers for an 8-minute monologue. Mm-hmm. Well, 4 guys can't write 8 minutes every night, so they would solicit jokes. So we would get the newspaper, call his dad, try and write jokes after what happened in the day. Mm. And if they'd buy a joke, $25 for a 1-beat joke, 2-beat jokes, $50. So I started writing for other people, and then, you know, I just kept doing that. When I went to veterinary school, I wrote my dean's, he'd have to go and give talks at meetings and stuff, so I always put a couple punchers in there, you know. Yeah. And so, and then August of 1986, I started the same night as Troy Baxley, sitting in the back of the Comedy Works, and then George McKelvey's. They had amateur nights and open mic nights, and so sitting back at the open mic night and sitting next to Troy. How long you done it? That was my first time. Me too. And then, you know, and so you get addicted to it. It's like, you know, I don't know what it's like, you know. And then all of a sudden you start finding out that you're just hanging out with your comedy friends, and you aren't seeing your civilian friends as much, and you should, because that keeps you grounded. Mm-hmm. You know, I tell people to stay grounded, and so it just bites you. You know, it gets in you. So you have to work. You have to do stage time, and the more you do, the more you do, the better you get, and you try and find your rhythm. When I started, I'd do my jokes in somebody that I admire's voice. You know, mm-hmm. You weren't stealing their joke, but their rhythm and their. And then you find yourself doing their rhythm, but you have to find your own voice. And most people are funny and have you know their sense of humor. I think everybody's different. What's so nice about comedy is it's apples and oranges. There's room for everybody. Mm-hmm. Like you said, you know, there's one-liner guys, there's long-form guys. I'm long-form, you know. I mean. I'm talking about my dingus. You know, my joke. I'm long form that way. You know, but I mean, my jokes. You write the best jokes about what you know. You know, mm-hmm. and what you see, and your rhythm. And I think everybody, what's beautiful, has their own vision of things. And so what you want to do is you want to get to be that guy that people want to have in the car next to him going across country. Mm-hmm. The guy that's you know, he's endearing. You know, when you watch a comic, the biggest secret is that the crowd want you to be funny. Yeah. They don't want to see somebody, you know, they don't want to see somebody die, you know, and that they're on your side. And the comedy is, unless black crowds, they want to see somebody die.
Yeah, they want to see you die in a heartbeat.
They might want to eat you. But that's not true either. I mean, they want to be entertained. You know, and so black crowds are a little bit more educated about comedy because of the Chitlin circuit and mm-hmm. everything that they've had. So they have a longer history of stand-up than anybody else, you know, because they did. But what I tell young comics is that the audience is like a mirror. If you're confident, they're confident. Mm-hmm. If you go up there and you go, oh, here's one I hope you might like, and you put the joke up tentatively, they bite tentative. They don't know if you think it's funny. Mm-hmm. But if you put one up, this is what I think is funny, boom. You know, and so you have to have a gunfighter confidence. Mm-hmm. I think, you know, for us, we're the fighter pilots of entertainment. So we don't hide behind a guitar, or not that they're hiding, or music, you know, mm-hmm. but we have to interact with the crowd. We have to bring them, the MC, from 0 to 60. Mm-hmm. We have to keep the show rolling. We have to keep it moving. You know, we have to keep the people engaged and interested. And so it's so weird. If you would tell a person from another planet about comedy, well, what do? Well, I go out and I make 300 strangers laugh every 15 seconds. Yeah. You know, hopefully.
Hopefully. Yeah.
And, you know, and so, I mean, there's all different forms. I think, you know, so that's why advice, they say no, all advice is bad advice, but there's nothing that really works. I think, you have to find your own voice with it, and you have to find your own rhythm.
Mm-hmm.
This has been a Sexpot Comedy Joint, collaborative, community-driven comedy produced by Andy Jewett and Kayvon Kalatvari. Headquartered in Denver, Colorado, with technical support from Isaac Miller. Every day at sexpotcomedy.com or at a show near you. Until next time, be well, friends.